Good day, everyone. I am Ana Rosjilin Bangog, a second-year student of Western Leyte College for Law, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. And in today's lesson, we will talk about global food security, wherein you are expected to be able to define what is global food security, identify the challenges of the food security, and understand the existing models of global food security. Before anything else, let's define first what is food stability, food access, food availability, and food utilization, which are the four pillars of food security that were identified by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the Nations, or FAO. Let's define first food stability. Food stability is the ability to obtain food over time, and food access is having sufficient resources to obtain appropriate foods for a nutritious diet. Or in other words, it means having the affordability and allocation of food as well as the preferences of individuals and the households. And next is food availability, which means having a sufficient supply of food available consistently. This food can be either locally produced or imported from other places. We can say that this food availability relates to the supply of food through production, distribution, and exchange. And lastly is the food utilization. Food utilization or consuming a nutritious diet. This means that people make appropriate use of food based on knowledge of basic nutrition and care. So now, what is food security? According to the United Nations Committee on Food World Security, food security is defined as that all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. Hence, we can say that household food security exists when all members at all times have enough access to food for an active and healthy life. Furthermore, individuals who are food secure do not live in hunger or fear of starvation. Next, what is the challenges or things affecting food security? First, let's talk about poverty. Poverty is a long-standing concern in our society, even today. Poverty is a state or condition wherein a person or a community lacks the financial resources and essentials for a minimal standard of living. It also means that the income level from employment is so low that basic human needs can't be met. Reducing poverty is a key element in a policy for food security because poor people spend such a large share of their incomes on food, leaving them vulnerable to high food prices. Second is the population growth. Population growth is the increase in the number of people in a population. Global human population growth amounts to around 83 million annually or 1.1% per year. The global population has grown from 1 billion in 1800 to 7.9 billion in 2020. Lastly is climate change. It is the long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. Often climate change refers specifically to the rise in global temperature from the mid-20th century to the present. Climate change affects food production and availability, access, quality, utilization, and stability of food systems. And now, let's move on to the existing models or agenda of global food security pushed by the different organizations that somehow helps or address the crisis of food security. One of these agendas is through sustainability, in which the second Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, wherein it has set in ending hunger, achieving food security, and improving nutrition, and promoting sustainable agriculture. On the other hand, the World Economic Forum of 2010 also addressed this issue through the new vision for agriculture or in VA in 2009, wherein public-private partnerships were established. It holds that to meet the world's needs sustainable agriculture, it must simultaneously deliver food security, environmental sustainability, and economic opportunity. So, achieving these goals requires a transformation of agriculture sectors. So, as an individual, we must not waste our food. Instead, we must be grateful that we can eat 3 times a day. That will be all. Hope you learned something. Thank you and God bless.